CPT JJ-CPV Evaluation and Management E&M Services Guidelines, page 7, part 8. We're reviewing the guidelines for E&M coding, right? Evaluation and Management, and now we're going to touch the social history. The history of the patient with other people. That's what it means, social history, right? And can you read that?
An age-appropriate review of past and current activities that includes significant information about.
This is the it's age appropriate because there are some things that you do with other people according to your age. If you're a child, they're not going to ask you if you're married, for instance. That's a very easy example. So now this is more or less the list of things that should be considered for evaluation and management social history, right? The first one would be
The first one is
marital status, right?
yes, marital status or living ages.
Or living arrangements, which would be, are you married? Do you live alone, right? Current employment, right? Occupational history.
Use of drugs, alcohol, and tobacco.
Level of education.
Sexual history.
Other relevant social factors. Basically, just to know what the patient does with other people, right? That's social history. Okay, that's our theory for today. Now we're going to do a problem. So ready, set, go. Okay, this is the problem. CPT JJ-RVA-250, page 250, exercise 27, and this is a level 2, which means that it is rather difficult. And the keywords are excision, lesion, squamous cell carcinoma, and seborrheic keratosis. Okay? And it reads like this.
Surgery. Integumentary system.
Which means skin.
Yes. Patient presents to the operating room for excision of 3 lesions.
Excision of 3 lesions. There are 3 lesions there that have to be excised, that have to be taken out. Okay.
The 1.5 centimeters and 2 centimeter lesions of the back were excised with 1 excision.
Okay, so we have 2 excisions in the back, and they were taken out with just 1 excision, right? Okay. Next.
The 0.5 centimeter lesion of the hand was excised.
And now there's another one in the hand that was also excised, right?
Right.
And now?
The pathology report identifies both back lesions as squamous cell carcinoma.
The squamous cell carcinoma are the 2 lesions in the back, and the hand lesion?
The hand lesion was identified as seborrheic keratosis.
Seborrheic keratosis. Okay, that is the procedure, okay? So now we are going to count to 3, so you can give us the CPT code for this procedure, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, the answer is?
The answer is 11604 and 11420.
11604 and 11420. Okay, you got that? If you got it, congratulations. If you didn't get it, let's give you some tips. Okay, first tip.
First tip is level 2 difficulty. There are 2 codes.
There are 2 codes. That's why we consider it level 2. It is not easy. I mean, you have to find the first code and you have to find the second code, right? And now, tip number 2.
For both codes, start with lesion, skin, excision.
Right. Both codes you get to with just the same path. You go to lesion, right? And then you lesion and what part of the body? In the skin. And what are you going to do with this lesion of the skin? You're going to take it out, excision. That's the beginning, okay? For both codes. Now, number 3.
3 is squamous cell carcinoma is a malignant tumor.
Yeah. Remember the report from pathology that they said that the tumors or the lesions in the back were squamous cell carcinomas, which means that those are malignant tumors, right? They have a different code. And the other one, the one in the hand?
The hand is a seborrheic keratosis and it's a benign tumor.
Now, the one in the hand, the pathology report says that it is a seborrheic keratosis, which is a benign tumor. That has a different code. So you got to be careful of that, okay? Tip number 5.
When you have 2 separate lesions, you add them up for a total of the lesion.
Now, can you put when you have 2 separate lesions that were excised that were taken out with one excision, because that's what the problem says. When you have 2 separate lesions that were taken out, that were excised, that were excised excise with one excision. In order to find the area, you just add up the total of the individual's lesions, right? So we have a 1.5.
1.5.
You add them all up for the total of the lesion. Since the two lesions are 1.5 and the other one is 2, you add them all up and you have a 3.5 lesion. You're going to need this number to find the right code. Okay? So those are our tips. Now we have links so you can find what this procedure is about. So remember that the A+ links are the ones that we advise you to please watch. There is a 1A+, 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 1, but you will have 4 videos to watch, and then you will have an idea of exactly what is the procedure we're talking about. If this procedure interests you a little more, you can watch also the other links that we have selected for you. And the answer is, as you know, 11604 and 11420. Okay, you have everything now to solve the problem. You have your tips, you have your links, and you have the answer. Now we're going to count to 3 so you can pause the video and give us the path. How we got to the problem, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the summary of the whole problem. It's a CPT JJ-RVA, page 250, exercise 27, and this is a level 2 exercise, and the keywords are excision, lesion, squamous cell carcinoma. Right? And seborrheic keratosis, where is that? That was also a keyword, seborrheic keratosis. Okay, those are the keywords. Okay, now the text reads like this. Surgery, integumentary system. The patient presents to the operating room for excision of three lesions. The 1.5 centimeter and 2 centimeter lesions of the back were excised with one excision. Capital here, please. The 0.5 centimeter lesion of the hand was excised. The pathology report identified both back lesions as squamous cell carcinoma, and the hand lesion was identified as seborrheic keratosis. So there are 2 codes, one for the squamous cell carcinoma and another one for the seborrheic keratosis. So the code number 1 for the squamous cell carcinoma is found like this.
First, you go to index.
Go to the index.
You start with the letter L for lesion.
Lesion for L for lesion, good.
Then you go to skin.
Uh-huh.
Then you go to excision.
That's what we told you in the tips, right? After excision, you go to?
Malignant.
Malignant, because the squamous cell carcinoma is a malignant tumor, right? The pathology report told you that. So what do you get there?
You get 11600.
You get a range, right?
Yes.
Which means a series of numbers starting in 11600 to
11646.
646. Don't get scared because there are not 45 codes. It jumps. It jumps. They're not sequentially one by one, but it jumps, right? But we have to go through all of them until we find the right one. So for that, we go to the tabular, right? So the code 1 through the tabular is found like this.
First, you go to tabular.
Go to a tabular.
Then you start with the code 11600.
Right. And the first one on your list, right? What does it say there?
It says excision, malignant lesion, including margins, trunk.
Trunk. That is the key word. Trunk, right? Because the back is the trunk, right?
Right.
And excised diameter?
Diameter is 0.5 centimeters or less.
Or less. We don't need this because ours is, remember, you add it all up and it's 1.5 plus 2 is 3.5. So let's keep searching for it. The next one is?
The next one is 0.6 to a whole centimeter.
It says the same thing with trunk included, but it's 0.6 to 1. The next one?
1.1 to 2 centimeters.
Okay, the next one?
2.1 is 3 centimeters.
And the next one?
3.1 is 4 centimeters to 4 centimeters.
And ours is 3.5, right? But remember, we added these two, 1.5 plus 2, so it's 3.5. So this is the one. So that's why we go back and put here. Go back because this is going back. Go back to code 11604 with all that it says, and that's our code. The equal sign means that's our code. So the first code is 11604. Okay. Now we're gonna find the second one for the seborrheic keratosis in the hand that is 0.5 centimeters. Okay. So the code number 2 through the index is found like this.
First, you go to index.
Go to the index.
You start with the same one as the code number 1, but this time it's benign.
Right. We gave you the tip already. Start with lesion, skin, and excision. And then you go to benign because the seborrheic is benign, right?
Right.
And then?
Then it's a range of 11,400 through 11,471.
Okay, so we have a range again. So in order to find the right code, we have to go to the tabular. So the code number 2 through the tabular is found like this.
First you go to tabular.
Go to tabular.
You start with 11,400.
Right.
It's excision, benign lesion, including margins, trunk, arms.
Arms, legs, and the diameter is 0.5. This would be ours if it said hands, but it doesn't say hands. It says arms, but not hands. So let's keep looking.
Yes. 11,4.01 is a 0.6 centimeters.
It's a little bigger, right?
Yes.
But it's the same thing, no hands. What about this one?
We move on. It's 11,420 is the scalp, neck, hands.
Yes, I were right. We put it in capitals so you understand that this is the keyword, hands. And then the diameter is.
The diameter is 0.5 or less.
And since our diameter is 0.5, this is our code, right?
Yes.
So we go back to 11,420, which is the last one, and that is our code. So the second code is 11,420. Okay, so that's our problem for today. And don't forget to visit our website, and you can also subscribe to our videos by just clicking in the subscribe button, this red rectangle, and you will get
up to 3 videos every day that we make. ICD-10, CPTs, all that's needed to pass the medical coding certification exam.
So don't forget to visit our website and subscribe to our videos. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.